another episode of Ghost History Medium. Today we are at the Cooper Mill and we are in Chester, New Jersey. Again, this is some place that I passed by on the highway or the road. You can hear it behind us. We're going to try and find a more quiet spot and get some readings here. There's also some other aspects of this location that we're going to be investigating as well. So let's get to it. All right. So as I start to open up to this location, and I asked it permission if it's okay for us to read today, and it was very happy for us to read today. It says that many do come and experience this location. And I'm asking for individuals to come forward who I would be able to find in the history books, just to help corroborate the history and the individuals that we're seeing here. So I will say, when I first walked through here again, because we do a preliminary walk around to get an idea of what we're going to be doing, and I started getting body sensations again. My left arm all along it, my shoulder, my collarbone, felt like I was being smashed up against something. We'll go into that a little bit as well later. But again, as I'm sitting here, I'm getting some leg tingles, leg pain, and there are two individuals that are immediately coming to me as I first walked up. So one is a woman. She's about in her 50s. She's wearing a colonial dress, but not old colonial, but it's definitely a fuller, thicker dress, simple. And she's actually a bigger woman, and she's walking around this area, like I want to call her like Mother Hubbard, like she was a caretaker or somebody that would like feed the people who worked here, or like she cared for people who worked here, but she felt like a very motherly figure. Like I see her carrying a tray, and she's like walking around, like offering this food from her tray or offering drinks from her tray. I don't know if she's serving, I feel like she's serving them. She's got dark brown hair, she's white, and she's like a Mother Hubbard, and she's caring for them like a not like a housekeeper, but almost
a maid?
No, like higher up than a maid, like an innkeeper, I guess, like a
Downton Abbey.
No, not like Downton Abbey. No, but she's serving them. So she's here. She's very motherly. She would even like approach. I'm getting like school trips, like maybe school trips come here, and she comes to like greet them at the school trips too. Like she sits there and she's like, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. So she's very lovely. She was around the time that this building was built, and I got the sense that the building was built around like 1825 to 1829. And then as we were here, I did see that there is like a keystone at the top of the building that does say 1826. So that would be right around in that time frame. But that being said, there was a building that was here before this building. And so what's something that's really interesting is that this road, there was like a building in the road. So it was like there was an older building in the road area that was the first mill section here, and then an individual.
Another part of this mill.
Like before this was built.
Before this mill was built.
Yeah, there was like a preliminary building that was over there, but it was like where the road is now. So we can't read it, but there was a building there. This individual who's still in my left arm is like, he just like touched it again. That's so funny. So I didn't talk about the male. So there's a male here. This male is older also, but I get
What
this.
age about?
He's in his 80s. He's got white hair at this point, but he worked here for a long time. And I'm seeing him in black suspenders, a white shirt, kind of like how you would see an Amish person nowadays, like black slacks, black suspenders, a white workman's shirt. So
Like
that's
this cup with straps around it, or like a t-shirt.
like this length,
Okay.
but it's a collared shirt. It's like those old time collared shirts, but he's wearing suspenders. So he's a worker. He's a worker, and he's very attached to this place. I'm seeing him with a cane. I'm seeing him with a gray beard. He's very attached to this place. He just started stamping his cane. He just started like attention. So he may have even been present in this location. I'm seeing somebody even like wheeling him in a wheelchair to like see it at the later stages in his life. Like that was how attached this individual was to this building, and he worked here. He was very proud of the products that he made. And so this mill was contracted with, I guess it wouldn't be contracted, but this mill was used for towns all over. So like many individuals would come in with their products from all different locations. So I'm seeing wagons coming in, like different kinds of wagons, different people's wagons with different products that they wanted milled down in here. So I'm seeing a lot of people. He was gruff, this man. This man was gruff. Like he is not one to be like, oh, come use my gristmill. He was like, don't screw me over. Like, this is my stuff. Like, he was a little strict, old school, very strict. Very religious. What religion is this? Protestant? I'm getting Protestant. I don't even know if that was around back then. I don't even know why that came to me. But very religious man, hard worker. He had a team of workers too, and they lived nearby, but they were like youngsters. Oh, I just got tingles on my leg when I said that. So they were youngsters who worked around here as well to help this man, but this man was like the head guy who managed it. He said, I even managed the money. He said, I managed the money and the product. I'm not sure if he was the owner.
No manager.
I'm not sure
What are you hearing?
I'm not sure because he's specifically saying I even managed the money. So typically that means the owner, like typically the owner would manage the money, but he's saying it like I was so involved in this that I even managed the money
Maybe he
for
wanted
him.
to be the owner.
No, he didn't want to be the owner. No, he made product. That's what he did. He made product. But I'm seeing wagons come in. They're coming in from up there, and they're coming in here, and then they came back out around.
What happened to him?
A stroke, old age. It might have just been old age or a stroke, like something like more natural causes than I would expect a gentleman to have, like a stroke. And this gentleman, I'm getting an age for him like 1809 to like late 1700s to like 1809 time frame, like and he passed just before the turn of the century,
Like
1880s 1890s. Like he was pretty old, this guy, this gruff one. And I'm seeing him with like a cane, and he had like a wheelchair, or like somebody wheeled him in or carried him in as like one of his last parting gifts. So those were the two individuals that were specifically here right when I got here. It was that woman who was serving. She was serving and welcoming. I don't feel like she worked in here. I don't know why she's coming to serve and like welcome people. But she's here. She's lovely, jolly. Like I said, she's about in her 50s, and I would say even 50s when she passed. I don't feel like she might be his daughter.
Are they related?
I didn't think so, but then she said they were. So she might be his daughter. She might be his daughter that is here with him or serving. I don't know. She's very connected to this location as well, as far as the individuals who worked here.
They're not the same age though.
No, she's 50s. She's in her 50s.
Okay.
And he's like in his 80s. Like he's older. He's much older. But yeah, so this road was not here at all. It was, there was a building there. Like there was literally a building where this highway was. And like I said, the carriages came down like this, Kyle. They came down and they did a U-turn, and then they went back.
Yeah.
So I'm also getting that there is a party of individuals that are coming up from these woods over here, and they actually feel. I don't think there were any Native Americans back then, but they feel primitive, not primitive. That's not even a word. But they feel like more Native American. I don't know who they are. Hold on.
What are you hearing?
I'm not hearing anything. They're coming. There's like 3 or 4 of them together. But they also wanted to use this facility. They wanted to use this facility for their corn, for their grinding of their corn. And they're wearing American or like European clothes. Like they're wearing Western clothes, but I'm not getting the sense that they're white people. So I'm not sure who those individuals are. They could be integrated Native Americans who lived in this area and used this facility. That's possible. But they're coming together as a group of them. There's, like I said, there's 3 or 4. They're all men, and they're coming with their product to grind it. They're coming with their product to grind it, but they're separate from like and they came up from the forest, and they're separate from like the rest of this, which was more like civilization, housing, local workers. But yeah, people came from all over to use this mill. I know there were a lot of mills in the area. I don't know why they specifically came to this one. Maybe it was the biggest one in the area. Maybe it was, I'm hearing that it functioned 24/7. So that might have been a reason if an individual needed their product faster, it functioned 24/7. So there were people here at night. Oh, and I just got an image of an individual, this is very cliche, an individual walking down here with like that like kerosene lamp, like at night.
Yep, oil lamp.
Yeah, the oil lamp, yeah. Coming down with an oil lamp, again from this direction. Coming down from the back there that we came in with an oil lamp. To work, I guess. To work or to monitor. Like, I'm seeing him like looking through the windows. He seems like that same older gentleman. Okay, I think that's all I want to talk about here. So let's go into one of the other locations and we'll talk about some. Okay, so I didn't know this, but apparently there's a tunnel here at this site that goes underneath the highway, or underneath the road. So I'm not quite sure what this tunnel is for, but as I said before, I was seeing the horses as they were coming in the wagons, coming in down this area and then turning around. So this wasn't here, but that stone wall behind me is original. This was set up when the highway was first put in, and I don't know why the highway decided to go over this area instead of around it. I'm hearing that it was to protect the waterfall potential for power. Okay, so there is a waterfall back there, but that looks pretty new and pretty manufactured as well, so I don't know. But they're saying that they didn't want to ruin the waterfall because that would ruin the
mill?
The energy potential.
Because they could use that that water mill behind there.
Right. But I don't know why they kept this tunnel. Why did they keep this tunnel?
So for like flooding?
Because there were 2 roads. Okay. So there were two roads. So there was a road going this way, and there was a road going this way. And to keep the integrity of this path and this road, they made the tunnel. Okay, so there was just two roads. They didn't know how to combine them, so they did this. Okay. So obviously you can tell that I'm really disoriented in here. I'm really dizzy in here. I have had my left arm again repeatedly touched, my left leg repeatedly touched, and there feels like there was an attack that happened in here, and the attack to me felt like somebody was pushed. So somebody was pushed into this, like pushed and like hit up against it, and it broke their arm and it broke their shoulder, and it was really painful. I don't feel like they died, but it was terrifying. Okay, so I'm also seeing something like a black entity that's actually on the ceiling, and I saw it mostly in the center there. I don't even know if you can tell, but like my voice has changed. Like everything's changed. Like it's just really hard. It's like really hard to talk in here. It's like really hard to breathe in here. And this entity is on the ceiling, and he hangs out up here, and he goes to the other side, and he comes back, and he goes to the other side. He's related to somebody who passed. He's somebody who's passed here, and he's underneath here because it's quiet. People in here may feel like they're walking, so they may feel like they're walking in here, and something comes down. So they may feel like touching on their head. They may feel like a cobweb or spider web or something, but it's coming from the top. It's coming from the top, and they'll feel something. Not like somebody walking up behind them. They'll feel it from the top. And so this individual, I could draw it. It's very strange. He's like crawling. It's like crawling up the top. And he just likes to be in here because it's the quietness, I guess. He's not like entirely terrible. Like he's not like a full like dark entity. Like he's not trying to harm me, but he's definitely trying to like quiet me. So yeah, I mean, thankfully I don't think a lot of people spend a lot of time in here. It's more like a transit place. But if you do spend a lot of time in here, you would feel drained, headaches, body sensations. Well, he did go down again. He just went down and then back up again. So maybe he rotates around it? It's kind of strange. I've never seen anything like it.
Let's go see the other side, or through the waterfall. Does he have anything that he wants to say?
No. Sorry. Oh my God. No. I gotta get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Alright, so we're in the back of the building now to see if we can get any other impressions from the back of the building. And it's funny, I almost feel like the back of the building was more active than the front as far as like people coming and going. I don't know why that doesn't make any sense, because that would be the place where they come in, they drop off their product, and then they leave. So the front would actually be busier. But I am betting there was like, I don't know, they shouldn't have been back here, because this was the mill. This was as the water was running. This is kind of like self-explanatory. It didn't really require much work back here. So maybe there was more renovations that were done. Renovations that maybe in like the 70s that were done here to help preserve this place.
Yeah.
It passed hands around that time. The last owners, or the last livers, were associated with that White House up there who owns this property, and they gave it in the 70s. So I don't know, maybe there was more renovations to be done in the back here than up in the front. I don't know why I'm seeing activity of people back here. This so wood, water, stones, all of that keeps energy and keeps stories and keeps things involved. This, when I touch this fencing, this wood here, it's old. This is old fencing. I don't know if this is original or very old. I mean, this might be like 1900 old. Yeah, I'm seeing like labor back here, like more labor, which again, like I said, doesn't make any sense unless it has something to do with renovation. But this is old. I'm also getting the sense that like somebody has fallen in here. Somebody's fallen in here.
Are they okay?
I'm getting that they went head first, so it is possible that they did pass. Because I'm seeing that they went head first.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they like slipped and fell. Doing labor back here.
Are you getting any individuals specifically?
No, just that individual that slipped and fell. And that woman doesn't really come back this way. She doesn't go in the tunnel either. She's like just up at the front greeting people.
Still around, huh?
Yeah, she's up there. Yeah. She doesn't go anywhere. She's greeting people, welcoming people. And that old man with the cane, he's around. He checks on everything. Let me see when this stopped working. When this was non-functional any longer. During the 20s, so like 1920. It was maybe
stopped in the 20s?
Not functional in the 20s.
Okay. That's 100 years ago.
Yeah, and that would have been about 100 years after it was made, so it functioned for like 100 years? Something like that? It still works.
Does it?
Yeah. Still works.
So that could be used for power?
Yeah.
If it needs to be?
Yes. Yeah. They keep saying again renovations. Like a lot of renovations were needed back here to get this thing to work. Like maybe not so much renovations inside, but a lot of renovations on this back side were needed. Like expensive renovations. I'm getting like funding from the town, funding from like historical societies. Like a lot of funding went into getting this back part functioning.
Because that looks pretty modern.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. It probably was wood, obviously. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting that it was wood originally.
Because that opens up, that water goes on top of it, and then that just keeps spinning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really neat.
Yeah. All right, so that kind of wraps up our walkthrough of the Cooper Mill in Chester, New Jersey. It's a beautiful property, as you can see, with waterfalls, wildlife, and very serene area that's been preserved. So we're going to go back and look in the history books and see if we can find the woman who was serving individuals and the older gentleman with the suspenders and the cane. We're also going to try and see if we can find any history about activity in the back of the building, like renovating, and why there's a tunnel on the property, and as far as the roads, and if there was an older building in that area instead. So we had a really great afternoon, so stay tuned and we'll do the reveal. Thanks.